This will be for the con exercise, angle relationships with parallel lines. So just some notes before we begin. All of the angles in this exercise, the angle pairs, are either going to be congruent or supplementary. Okay, so in every diagram, you're going to have two parallel lines that are cut by a transversal. We'll go over that when we look at the diagram. But the ones that are going to be congruent are going to be corresponding, alternate interior, and alternate exterior angles. Okay, these three types of angle pairs are going to be congruent, which means they are the same measurement. By the same token, once again, if you have two parallel lines that are cut by a transversal, consecutive or same side interior, consecutive or same side exterior are going to be supplementary. That means they add to 180 degrees. Okay, so here we have our two parallel lines. These arrows indicate that they are parallel. And the line cutting those two parallel lines is your transversal. I will label that T. Okay, and in between the two parallel lines is considered the interior. All right, so these angles right here are on the interior. And if you look at the transversal, that transversal line, both of these angles are on the same side of that transversal. Okay, so these are considered same side interior angles. All right, another word for same side is consecutive. All right, I know same side is a little easier to remember, but that's what these angles are. Same side or consecutive interior. And before, what we said about same side is that they are supplementary. Okay, and that just means they add to 180 degrees. So we know that x plus 114 is 180. So we can just subtract 180. We can just subtract 114 from 180. Okay, I'll write the equation, but you don't have to. Okay, we have x plus 114 equals 180. Okay, and that's because these two angles are supplementary. And once you subtract 114 from both sides, it cancels here, and x is going to equal 66 degrees. Okay, so x is 66. You don't necessarily have to make an algebra equation for this. We can just subtract 114 from 180, and we would get 66. All right, so just click in the box and type 66. Okay, so we have our parallel lines right here, indicating that these arrows indicate that they are parallel. In between the two parallel lines is the interior, so clearly these angles are exterior. All right, so I'm going to write exterior. And if you look at the transversal, line, one angle is on the right and the other angle is on the left. So they are not same side, but they are alternate. Okay, and we know that alternate exterior angles are congruent. So that means that x and 80 are the same measurement. So x is just going to be 80 degrees. So just click in the box and type 80. All right, again, we have our arrows indicating the parallel lines. The line cutting those parallel lines is your transversal. We call that T. Okay, and I'll highlight the transversal here. Okay, in between is the interior, in between the parallel lines. One is outside and one is inside. So these are not exterior or interior. Okay, however, I can see both angles are on the left-hand side of the transversal. Now, if you look at these four angles right here, this one is on the top left. And if you look at these four angles right here, this one is on the top left. Okay? Since they're in the same position, going from one parallel line to the other, those are called corresponding angles. Okay, and corresponding angles are congruent. So there's nothing to calculate on this one. All right. They are both congruent, so X is just 136 degrees. So you just click in the box and type 136.